Hey guys, it's Friday. It's a beautiful day out here. I'm excited for the weekend. I wanted to talk to you guys today about the meaning that you assign to something, to an experience. You might have learned that something that happens or something that people do means something. And what do I mean by that? So I'll give you a few personal examples from my life. I know that at work I really struggled with perfectionism and needing the answer for everything. So if somebody would email me and ask me a question and I didn't know the answer, I never replied that I just didn't know the answer. That just wasn't a thing for me. I would make sure that I would find the answer, or I would guess, or something like that. And something that I do now is when somebody asks me a question, I listen to what they actually ask me. And if I don't know the answer, I just say, I don't know. And usually that's good enough. They're not wanting you to find the answer. They're just wondering if you have the answer. And if you don't, then maybe they'll respond, could you find the answer for me? But that's not always the case. But that was always the meaning that I had assigned to something like that. Another example would be when your kids misbehave. And I mean, any parent knows, like, that never happens, right? But, so let's get serious. It does happen all the time. And you might think, my kid just doesn't want to listen to me. I said no, and they just don't understand. But guess what? They actually don't understand. They're not trying to be mean on purpose. Maybe they just don't understand why, and you haven't told them. I know something that I try really hard to do now is when I say no to my kids, I will tell them why. So let's find an example. Something that maybe is dangerous. Standing on top of the play center, and I will say, can you please get down from there? It's not safe to be on top of there. That's not what it's made for. And that helps them understand why I'm asking something from them instead of just saying no. And then they think, oh, mom's just mean, mom doesn't want me to have fun, but really that's not true. I want them to have lots of fun. Something else would be in your personal relationships. Have you ever had somebody tell you, or done it yourself, that they hurt your feelings? And have you been met with silence? Or have you been met with invalidation? Well, that's not true. That's not what happened. But what you're doing is everybody experiences something based on their past conditioning, and two people can see the same situation in different ways. Neither way is right and neither way is wrong. But what's important is if somebody is vulnerable enough to tell you about their feelings, and you turn around and invalidate them or give them the silent treatment because you're mad, that isn't about them. That's about you. And I know that that's something that I used to struggle with, is somebody would tell me that I hurt their feelings and I would get mad and I didn't understand. But I also never took the time to understand. I never said, oh, how did that feel for you? What could I have done differently? Because I don't want to hurt you. But once we're able to step outside of our ego and really listen to what somebody else is saying, then we don't need to assign a meaning to anything. I know that something else that I used to really struggle with is when people ask me questions, I thought it was because they were judging me. Always. I hated questions because questions meant I'm doing it wrong and they think I'm doing it wrong. But I've changed my mindset on that, and questions are just people getting curious and wanting to understand how I'm experiencing that or what that means to me. And that is actually really, really helpful. And so even with my kids, I encourage them, ask questions. Ask me questions. If you don't know why I said something or why I'm doing something, ask me questions. Anyways, I hope you have a good weekend, and don't forget to take a minute and pause and really think about the meaning that you are assigning to something. And is there a possibility that you don't have all the information and it could actually mean something else? And it could be something that is totally the opposite of what you thought it was. Have a great day, guys.